my clinic under the name of Dietwise. I'm in this field past 18 years now, and my superpower is to reconnect people with food.
Okay, I think now everybody's gotten like a good shot. So let's give like audience a good view too.
क्या करने वाला है कैसा होगा यार बंदा फोन दिखाएगा अलग लाइट है और कुछ अलग लाइट
हाँ
पता है उन लोगों
Welcome to Mom's Talk Edition 2, powered by Baby Chakra and the Moms Co. A safe space for unfiltered conversations around pregnancy, motherhood, and how life changes after becoming a mom. I think we have like a mix of moms here, and that's why, like, you know, this is so apt, pregnancy, motherhood, and how life changes after becoming a mom. So good to see you here. As a your participation in the event is most important, and those who participate will get a surprise from us. We'd love to have you up on the stage with these power moms if you have an inspiring story to share as well. So guys, whenever there's a question, if you have an inspiring story, please raise your hands and we would love to pass on the mic to whoever is raising the question. Point. At some point, our kids or one of us has danced in that song. Dr. Preeti's character in Hum Saath Saath Hain or her performance in movies like Major Saab, Dil Jale, among others, has been quite memorable. She's a doting mom, an award-winning actor, an author, and a cancer survivor who does not shy away from talking about her experiences on social media and addressing the stigma attached to it. So let's give her a big round of applause, guys.
Now we'll speak about Radhika Gupta. Radhika Gupta is a Wharton graduate and the MD and CEO of Edelweiss. She is one of the finest financial minds in the country. She shares her anecdotes on Twitter and has a cult following on LinkedIn. She has authored a book called Limitless and is a mom to an adorable baby boy, all of 7 months old, called Remy.
Let's give her a big round of applause. Now I'm going to take the mic to introduce Naya. Naya Sagi is a Harvard Business School graduate, a Tata Trust and Fulbright scholar. She's also the co-founder of the Good Glam Group, founder of Baby Chakra, and is one of the 10 unicorn founders in India. Recognized by Google and Facebook as one of the top women in tech, she's an active angel investor, especially for women-led ventures. Guys, who needs money? Needs to India. She's also mom to a 4-year-old Arya. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Malika Sadani is the founder and CEO of the Moms Co, India's leading company for toxin-free products for every mom and mom-to-be. Malika has had one of the largest DTC exits in India and is considered one of the top women and entrepreneurs in the country. She has 2 daughters, Myra and Saina, and shares her entrepreneurial journey with candid stories on her gram. Big round of applause, please.
Any of you want to know like how to start a business and, you know, like be a mom entrepreneur, you must follow Malika and her journey.
Let me introduce my co-host now, Barka Chawla, who leads a parent community at the Good Clan Group and is a mom to a 3-year-old girl who is adorable, by the way. She connects moms and experts to each other and shares raw and real motherhood anecdotes on the Baby Chakra app. Do download the app and follow her journey while she raises little Gianna and supports the communities of moms on it.
Now, like, I'm sure after I leave from here, I'm gonna have all 70 of you on my Baby Chakra followers list, okay? And I'm gonna follow back each one of you. I promise.
We love you, Barkha.
Thank you. Okay, now let me introduce Payal. I'm sure like a lot of you, mostly all of you know Payal. Payal is a child psychologist, a parent coach, a jolly phonics trainer. She has an adorable four-year-old son called Abir and shares her parenting journey and helpful tips on her gram. She will also be debuting on the Baby Chakra app very soon. Before we get into I would want Sonali to take the mic and answer the first question.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody. These hotcake questions are the scary ones. Now I'm already getting stressed.
Tell us something that...
start with others first. I'll get an idea from the entrepreneurs and the angel investors and all of them. You know, they'll have some great answers and maybe I'll be able to slide in a few there.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll answer the first one for you and then you can take the lead. Okay? Tell us something that no one knows about you. Now, like, no one knows this about me, guys. This is like first time ever. I love collecting cookbooks. I don't cook, but I love collecting cookbook, guys. Okay, so now it's Sonali's turn.
I think everybody knows everything about me.
That's one thing, I'm sure. Like, you have it on top of your mind.
No, I'm sure there is, and it's a reason. It's a reason why nobody knows about it. Considering the journey that I've had and the amount of years I've been in public eye and with the social media now, it's very difficult to have things which are not out there. So please, if there is something, then let it remain there.
Okay, Malika, would you like to answer that question?
So, what I do is that, people keep asking me the question saying, how do you sort of switch off completely? What people don't know is I switch off by cleaning cupboards. And like there's this thing in the house that if I'm cleaning cupboards, everybody from my husband to my kids stays away. Because they're like, today is the day when mommy or Malika needs to be left alone because she's cleaning the cupboard. So that's what I do.
I can relate.
I can't.
Radhika, would you like to answer that question first?
So people ask me the same thing since I have a 7-month-old. I'm just going to add to Malika. I'm OCD about how dals and masalas are labeled in my kitchen. And I drive my health crazy, and tomorrow I'm planning to spend the Sunday making sure all the dals and masalas are labeled correctly. I'm embarrassed to say this, sorry guys. And I do it while my 7-month-old sits on the high chair and watches this. And he's a guy, so he learned good habits, right?
Really good. So, like I said, this is a place for unfiltered conversation and judgment-free zone. Radhika, nobody's gonna judge you. So now it's Naya's turn to answer that question.
I think I've shared this before, but it comes as a surprise still. I was a terrible student in high school. I did not give my accounts exam. I pretty much almost failed math, and I was terrible. So I think when, my mother today, she still tells her, she's like, I don't know how you did all the studying you did, and the fact that you're even making it somewhere, it's a big surprise and a shock to the system actually in the family. So yeah, that I think is my secret.
Yes. So anybody wants to take the mic from the audience? Like, would you like to tell something? Nimarta, would you like to tell us something? Anybody know?
Go for it.
So I think this relates to most moms here. Potty time is me time. So once I go in, I'm there for nearly 45 minutes to 1 hour, and everyone wonders what does she do in the toilet. There's no water running, there's no flush, there's nothing, but she's in like 45 minutes, 1 hour, sometimes 1.5 hours. So always, always.
That's so candid. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so my other question is, tell us about your most inspiring moment as a mom. Would you recommend becoming a mom to somebody? Like whoever is the mic.
You gave me the tough question first. So I'll answer the second one, and I'm a finance person, so we add disclaimers to everything. I would recommend becoming a mom to everybody, of course. But I would also say that nothing you do prepares you for it, especially the 4th trimester or post-mom, and I've just sort of lived that. So I think with men, when, pregnant, you're conceiving, they're like, oh, you're going to have a baby, it's going to change your life, and it sounds really awesome. But with women, it's like, oh, your world will change, and And it does, and it's almost with a sense of doom and ominousness. And so I would recommend it to everyone, but no one gives you the right advice. Just know that. So go into it. Well, what was the first question? What's my most inspiring moment?
As a mom.
I think it's, so when I went home during lockdown, my mother is a full-time working woman, runs a school, and during lockdown, she was managing the house, taking care of me while being pregnant, taking care of all my father's random needs, cooking pasta for my brother even though there was no help and my father wanted to eat dal, and managing her school and doing it without complaining. And I mean, this is everybody's mother's story. This is everyone's story. It's just so bloody inspiring what moms can do.
I remember reading that on your gram, and like that followed with how you took Remy to your office. So that's so good to know. Sonali, would you like?
So for me, mine is a 17-year-old now, so I'm already feeling a bit of distance from the normal hecticness of. Oh, thank you. So having said that, there have been. I think for me, when I was most proud of, what was the question on that? The most proud moment of being a mother.
Yeah, inspiring.
Yeah, I think for me the inspiring moment was the way my son handled and understood the fact when he was told what his mother has got, and he got the idea, he understood what it was, and the way he accepted it and in fact became my strength. I felt like, okay, I must have done something right, and that for me was one of those moments. And would I advise, recommend being a parent? Look, for me it's been, I mean, you know what, I think this question is asked to women or to parents because once you've had the children, you are in love with them. So it takes a bit of time, but we all eventually do fall in love with them. And then, you know, you'll always say, yeah, I mean, how can you not recommend it? So I agree with you on this, that it is great if you want, but you know what? It's not the, oh my God, this is what it should be. If you're happy with a puppy, I think I can understand that also.
Malika, would you like to answer that question?
So, you know, for me, I would just like to say that would I recommend someone being a parent? Yes. But just, you know, I was not the mother who baby was born and I had all these lovely eyes and the teary eyes and all of that. I had none. So she was born and I remember the doctors asking me this question on saying that, you know, would you like to sort of hug her? And then of course there was a concept of straight to chest, so I did take her there. And then I was like, please go clean her up, right? And while they were doing, I remember my husband, he held Myra. And they had like this little moment where I was just looking at them and I'm saying, oh shit, I'm supposed to be the mother, right? So this moment has to be mine, not his. But like they clearly shared the moment. And trust me, there was a day almost after 4 days of what Myra was born, when both Mohit and my mom were there, mom was there, and we were in London at that point of time. So they both left us and said that we are both going, and they just fled away from the house, and it was just me and Myra alone. And that was the day when I actually bonded with her, right? So I think I became the mother on that day, not by the day when I actually gave her the birth, right? So I think let's just normalize this, saying that it will take us some time to become mother to children. And for me, I think the most inspiring day I had was, you know, it's really surprising that when my 5-year-old, and this was when she was 5, and I had a really rough day, and this was, you know, during the time of lockdown, and I just came back and I was cribbing to the core, saying that, you know, this hasn't happened, this happened, and this hasn't happened at work, this didn't go through right, this didn't go through right. And I had this full conversation, and my 5-year-old just turned and said, okay, so then can't you do all of this tomorrow? So I was like, you know, yeah, I can. So she just do it tomorrow, then why are you like sort of burning your blood over it right today? And that I think was like a moment of feedback, a moment of when you sort of sit back and you kind of hear the conversation and you're like, okay, maybe we did something right to kind of have them have this clarity to share with us, right? So that was actually a day when I really felt proud as a mother.
Sometimes kids tend to give the best advice, right? Like that's what happens. Yes,
Fate is suicide, the fate off the top of my head.
Thank you for sharing that, Faith. The next question. Okay. Okay. Now this one's very interesting, and it is for our audience. Tell us one piece of advice for every mom that can help through. Okay, I'm gonna ask that question to Phil. Would you recommend being a mom to somebody?
Okay. So, you want the popular answer or the honest
The
answer?
right one. Like we started with this is a place for unfiltered conversation.
Wait, honest answer, honest, just like you are the honest, just honest answer.
Okay, so this is what I really know. Okay, with the caveat that I'm still in the first year, okay, guys. And I'm also not young anymore. So I'm not young and I'm in the first year. And I've seen to grow. So no, I've never in my life taken up a job with zero training and such high stakes when you screw up, right? Every single decision seems like life and death. Are you going to do formula or this? Oh my God, there's plastic in that. It's just so scary. Everything is so scary, and you constantly. At least, let me be honest. Excuse me.
When it's been 17 years. My son is 17 years old now, and I did not have another child, though every time people would say that, the sibling is important, the company is important, and you know what, after the parents are gone, they have each other, and my husband and me, we were like, listen, what do we want to do? And eventually we were like, listen, we have this one child and we really want time for ourselves where we can enjoy him and then have our time also. Because by the time you finish with one child, you're getting ready and kind of, the responsibility of the other child. Not that as a parent the responsibility never kind of gets over. You'll always be a parent. But definitely there's a bit of an easing after a certain point, because after a certain point you know that, okay, they can now talk to me. So, they can tell me what is happening. So it's that beginning period when they cannot express and you don't know what they're doing in the play school. Are they telling me this correctly or not? That time is a very fearful time in that sense. But later on, that bit eases out. So the choice was that I would want a life. So, after I'm gone, if he'll find a family, he'll find a partner, or he'll find friends, but whatever. I'm not going to kind of think of what happens to this child after I'm gone and get another child in. So that we were very clear about, and I have a very well-adjusted, I would say, teenager who's an only child, and yet not yet more empathetic than a lot of other, more compassionate than a lot of other children that I see. And I do think it's a myth that, children need siblings and otherwise they will be selfish and stuff like that. That's what you're told. And I do feel that we could give all our attention to him and he could get the quality time, and that made him very secure. So somewhere I think there is an advantage to a single child also, which nobody really talks about.
Thank you so much for that. I think I needed that advice.
I can recall to play this to all the moms and mother-in-laws. What I've done is I'm just getting that.
Basically, if you're not going to change a diaper
Into the world, then how you shape it is in your hands. And if you're not ready for that, then you should not have a child.
Like when my daughter was born, somebody told me, now you have a 7-year project. So that's what we were discussing. Like
I know it sounds harsh when I say you should not have a child and it feels like it is easy. It's not easy. But it is the responsibility. You can't have and then say, oh, I did. I'm not saying everything is going to be perfect, and I will know if I'm getting it vaguely right or wrong. I will know it 20 years down the line now, because only when my son gets into has relationships that are lasting, are they meaningful, how is he handling it's only then that I will know that did we do it, was it right or not right, or where it can be improved, etc. So it's just too long. I mean, for me to wait for that much and then decide, you can't. So then you just say that, okay, let's do this one, do the best you can in this and move on from it.
Thank you so much. So I guys, my hatke questions are done. I hope all of you enjoyed my hatke questions, and now I'm gonna ask some more serious questions. So my okay, so my first one.
Try to make it funny now.
Okay, now we're gonna try to make it fun, guys. And like the mic is open for all of you. If you have something to add, please raise your hand, and I will make sure.
They're moms, they don't need money.
Becoming a mom means everyone has an opinion on how you raise your child and your parenting style. It must have been even tougher being a celebrity and being so much in the limelight as an actress. We'd love to know some of the BTS or stories that you like how you handled mommyhood and parenting.
Uh, social media was not so much out there at that point of time, and it was really that many discussions were not happening. But I think things that are pretty much done now and very much okay and kind of happen. At that point of time, nobody had ever kind of walked around very happily with a pregnant tummy and kind of been living their life as normally as they could have. Celebrities, as you would say. That was not a norm, and I did whatever I was doing, and I continued doing it. In fact, at that point of time, I started doing a play, and through my pregnancy, I think I was 8.5 months. 8 months is when, because at the end of that particular play, I would break down, and baby was kicking me. I didn't know it was a he at that point of time, but the baby was kicking me, and it was like, I said, I hope I'm not scarring the child or something with this happening. So I said, I think maybe I should stop. I could do it because it was a role where I was sitting down and there was a table, just in a chair, and there were dialogues happening and stuff like that. So it was not a very difficult. So that was a choice I made. I didn't want to stop because I would go mad then, but I just found a way of doing that. So be it going out, be it, I think I have hosted some Filmfare Awards also when I was in my 6 months of pregnancy, wearing their outfit and doing what we were doing. We went and celebrated the wins of colleagues in the nightclub. Like, hey, this is how we party. I remember some of my colleagues telling me that we're going to remember this. We didn't have like cameras and things being photographs. It was like, we're going to remember this to tell your child when teenager that your mother was dancing on the table, literally, at that point of time. So yeah, those times where it just feels like a different time, and though it's not that long ago, it does feel like a completely different time because you were not so conscious of somebody constantly kind of, capturing everything, and it just takes the fun out of it, I feel. So I think I've done all of those things pretty much so normally and as regular people would do it. Spoke about being the mother quite openly. Eventually wrote a book on that also, realized that I'm not good at it, I'm good at reading only, and so stopped at that over there. But I did write in certain experiences because like when you spoke about it, but I remember when I held the baby and I was like, I didn't fall in, it was this whole myth of you fall in love with your child instantly, and you don't. I mean, you've gone through so much. Mine was a natural delivery, and it's just such a messy process. And I'm like, it's a miracle, but does it have to be so gross? And anyway, but after you've gone through all of that, and then I felt something familiar, but I did not fall in love in that instant as soon as you saw the baby. It was a very gradual process for me. It took me a while, and slowly, I cannot pinpoint any particular day or anything like that, but it was a process. It took me time. And I remember my sister-in-law telling me that, don't panic if you don't feel like you're in love with the child. And I thought that was the best advice anybody could have given me. And it was while I was being wheeled into in the thing, she just said that, babe, just listen. I needed that. I'm like, what is she telling me? But when I felt that sentence was like, I said, thank God she told me that. Because I was like, okay, I get it now. So it's amazing. The support and the sisterhood is so, so important because these are the little things that make all the difference. So yeah.
Yes, thank you for passing on that same advice to all of us.
Sonali.
Faye, we have a question for you. In an ever-changing, potentially more insular and sometimes intolerant, inequitable world, how can we ensure our children grow up feeling safe and secure and not intolerant themselves?
Ask me easy question.
This is actually like an exam for you because you're going to get there. So, okay, we want to know how you're going to deal with this because we've dealt with it. So, good or bad, it's done.
So obviously, I'm at that stage where I think that I will ace this, right? So I think that empathy makes us better at everything. If we learn to empathize, we learn to put ourselves in the other person's shoes, if we learn to be able to see everybody as equal. And
We'll never know if you've got it right or not. But that's a battle I kind of gave up a while ago because I keep feeling that, have I done it, have I done it, have I done it? And then it comes to a point where I said that, but did I give it my best? Yes, I gave it all. Like, there's nothing that that is left. I've given it my all. And then you let it go after that. And that is all we can do, and not just about parenting, about most things in life. But we need to give our best. Now, in that, I would say, because 17 years, no? Little bit I can. So in that, I would say that they are watching you, and they are copying you, and they are, picking, they're like sponges. They are just soaking in everything that you're doing. So if you want your child to be tolerant and have empathy, then you need to be that.
No pressure.
That's what you need to do every day and live your life like that. There is no shortcut to it. That is when the child will become that. It's not when you just teach, but you will have to be that person.
So true. I mean, my daughter sees me on the
Serious,
phone
no?
and laptop all the day, and then one day she got her toy laptop and she's like, "Hi Naya, I'm here."
Great way to give feedback.
So yeah, that happens, guys. So moving on to my next question to Radhika. I think I want to know this. Every parent wants to give the best to their child, and that requires money. How would you suggest parents start investing and building a portfolio for their child? How do we secure their future?
Which app do you use the most?
App, do I use the one? Audible? Yes. I mean, if in apps, if you go to see, then it would be Audible because I will share because I run a book club, and reading is such a huge thing, and it's very difficult in today's day and age. And I'm very, I would say, that proud of the fact that I could adapt to the fact that this is the change, this is new, and I'm embracing it. And I think my son was part of that journey, and it was because he just did not like reading, and for the longest time I would let me read to him, and maybe one day he will. And then I realized that it doesn't matter if it's going from here or from here, as long as it's getting into his brain. It's just that I need him to, what do I want him to read for? I want him to read so that he can see the world, there are various thoughts and ideas that, get soaked in, and etc., etc. So, and I realized that he would listen to me when I read to him, very, very, and there was nothing, he would be doing whatever he is doing, and it would all be retained. And it doesn't have to be a learning disorder because everything doesn't go into that zone, but most of the kids are listening while they are doing something else, and they are really aware, and they know exactly, and they retain it. So I figured, then why not? He might as well, if it's not my voice, it can be the Audible. And then if it is okay for him, why not for me? So I managed to read different kinds of books because there are certain kinds of books that are on Audible, certain that I read. So yeah, and we're all going through attention deficit. It's a huge problem for everybody now because everything is a clickbait and you're getting everything so quickly, you're in a hurry. Okay, so move on. So then I can do these couple of things. So I would say Audible.
That was a surprising answer for me. I thought social media or something.
Sorry?
That was a surprising answer for me.
I know a lot of people think I'm not the purist anymore, and I've given up on books, and they really feel very like I've sold out. I do get that also. But I feel you need to move with times, and you have to embrace what is. You can't be rigid and say, if you're not reading, you are kuch nahi hone wala hai tumhara. I don't want to be that mother. There are different things that can be done, and every child has their own way of doing things, So my way or the highway is not the way to do it.
No, but we can get it. Now you're motivating me to do that.
Okay. What's something weird that you recommend everyone tries at least once?
Something Okay, this is embarrassing. My baby is into sucking his hands. I guess that's a 6-month-old thing. So I've started eating his feet. And he laughs and he laughs, and it's just really cute to watch him laugh because he's like eating his hands, I'm eating his feet. It's really quite cute.
That's so cute. Thank you.
The things you do when you have a 6-month-old, yeah. He has really small, cute feet. Naya has seen my baby. He's really like a round ball, and he just like laughs very loudly.
Okay, Mom Stars, we, the Baby Chakra and Mom School community are immensely thankful to all of you for attending this sharing circle and sharing some impactful stories. We love the community that we are building with all of you right here. You, all of you, are part of a unique movement that we are creating across the country. I would, thank you guys. So the group present the check. Yes.
भाई फोटोग्राफर थोड़ा साइड रहो पीछे भी अरे भाई
Thank you so much. Now that we're just coming to the end of our sharing circle, I would like Naya to take the mic and talk a little bit about the change makers that we're doing. Yes, we have.
So, I just want to talk about this very important thing we do every year. It's called change.
Okay guys, I have like wonderful hampers for all of you too. These beautiful hampers are made by Priyal. Priyal, thank you so much for curating these hampers and that photo booth right there. Once you can go inside and be featured on the Mom Stock magazine. That's how it looks like. Are there any questions that audience would like to ask? Any questions, comments, anything you want to share, whatever
I've not gone anywhere. I'm right here. Moving on, evolving, but right here. They'll be different, no doubt, but that's the growth and right here. But thank you for asking this question. That just shows that you care and that means a lot. Thank you.
We would love to see your autobiography or a documentary on you.
Definitely no. Sorry. But how boring. I wouldn't want to see it, so yeah. See, I'm a 90s actor and we believe in entertainment. So unless it's entertaining, it's no fun. And I don't think my life is that entertaining. No, very inspiring. Social media does that.
Anybody else?
Hi, my question is to Naya. Okay, I'm a mom of 2 boys and I have been associated with Baby Chota since many years and Naya knows about it. So my boys...
Like, where's there and my photography team? Oh, there. Are we all done? Okay, guys, say cheese.